So you have to wonder, are we all about to spill our coffee with some crazy Star Wars Hot Toys announcements like Cobb Vanth with a Timothy Oliphant head sculpt? We're going to talk about that within this episode for sure. And is the secondary market for Star Wars Hot Toys starting to thaw from its frozen state the last couple of weeks? And how about the primary market, where this market eclipse is affecting seemingly everything within the 6-scale community? Do I have an inside scoop on some of the ways things are going to be moving forward? I've got the 6-scale Cantina bug right here, baby. Let's go ahead and dive into all of this right now. And welcome everybody to another episode of the Market Value Chart Show right here at 6-Scale Cantina and soon to be Aries Cantina. Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I so very much appreciate your support. And while you're at it, go ahead and smash that like button. Again, thank you so much for your support. So my, we have a ton to cover here. And we're going to do it in a very short episode of the Market Value Chart Show, an update from last week's show. And wow. So as we typically do with every episode of the Market Value Chart Show, we'll go and start off with 6scalecantina.com. If you don't have 6scalecantina.com bookmarked, you may want to consider doing so. It has all the latest information, not only on what's going on at the channel, but what's going on with Star Wars Hot Toys, everything Star Wars Hot Toys. And we're going to go here to the biggest movers section. Let's go ahead and see exactly what is going on with the biggest movers section. Now, I will tell you, and you just go to that tab, biggest movers section, right under my logo, and it will take you to the biggest movers section. And as you can see, not a whole lot of rows, and very similar to the last show. But I think that these rows are going to multiply exponentially over the next several weeks. The secondary market is showing signs of thawing from its freeze, and it's really just been frozen for just a couple of weeks. So take my advice right now. It is a buyer's market, not a seller's market, but that is quickly and utterly starting to turn, and the opportunity can be over even while you're watching this show. But certainly I believe very, very quickly that those gates of it being, that window of it being a buyer's market is quickly starting to close, in my view. Let's go through this list. As you can see here, Boba Fett Arena Suit and the Chrome Clone Trooper both continue to go back down to where a lot of us projected they would be once U.S. sellers started getting these figures and, quite frankly, trying to sell them to make a real quick buck off them. And now they're starting to settle down at a particular price. Let us see exactly where those are. And we're going to go start right off with the Arena Suit Boba Fett. I'll bring some of these current auctions up onto the screen. And you can see here, with 13 sold and a couple really that were just sold over the last couple of days, $429 free expedited shipping, gone. So very, very hefty price, but a far cry from the $850 these were going for when they were first released in Hong Kong. Let's go to another one here, and pulling up another Arena Suit Boba Fett onto the screen. And one just sold here, $420, but not including the $50 in shipping. Outstanding seller. Oh, 3,615 feedback. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Let's go to another one. I'm bringing up another one here onto the screen, and this one's going to show that it was sold for $427. And with 7 bids, but it probably would go higher if this particular seller, even though this person has 100% all positive, just 2. So when you're buying items of this type of price, a lot of times buyers feel more comfortable with more feedback. Nonetheless, even with the eBay protection and PayPal protection, it doesn't matter. Innately, you don't want to waste your time, and time is money. So it's going to sell for more if it had more feedback. That being said, let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on with the Chrome Clone Trooper. And I'm seeing it sell in the low 300s or mid 300s, but you're also seeing it sometimes sell right here. Look, just back from September 19th, $285. Really with just a few bids, 3 bids, not including the $27.50 in shipping, not including taxes, so well over $300. But a great seller. 270 feedback, all 100% positive. Let's go back to 6scalecantina.com and let's go to the market value chart. So you get that right under the new logo, which you're seeing on the screen, the menu items, and you got the biggest mover section. We were just there. Let's go to Star Wars Hot Toys market value chart, which is the 3rd menu option. And let's go ahead and type in Chrome, and then everything Chrome should pop up. And you can see right here on the screen, pulling this up, and you can see it right under my video. And the Chrome plated Clone Trooper, just $309 and trending down. That's the market average right now that I'm seeing. Let's go ahead and type in Arena, and that should pull up the Arena Suit Boba Fett. And you can see right here, this up on the screen, $450 and trending down. Certainly a far cry from that 800 plus average it was when this was first released in Hong Kong for sure. Let's drink some coffee here. Cheers to you. Delicious. House blend, Cantina coffee in my thermos, in my 6-scale Cantina mug. Come on. So, where exactly? $450. Let's start with the Arena Suit Boba Fett. Where exactly is this going to go? Is it going to go down to just a 350 average? And I say no. It's going to settle out, in my view, around $400. $400 to $425. This is where this figure is going to settle out in over the 4th quarter of 2022. Why? Why not $800 where it was? You have to remember, they only made about 3,000 of these. That's the global release, supposedly. The reason being is everybody's trying to make $800, $850. Like a Dark Side Anakin, like a Tarkin Invader 2-pack. So a lot of people who are buying this figure is like, ooh, let me go ahead and make that quick buck because I really wanted it for my collection, but now I want money, which is understandable. And a lot of people will do that. That's going to fade away because collectors are going to realize, in my view, that they really wanted this in their collection. And they're going to hold on to it. They're going to display it next to their animated Boba Fett. And why don't you see a whole lot of animated Boba Fetts? It's not because they're in the garbage. It's not because they broke down and they withered away and they turned into dust. It's because collectors want to keep them. And there's far more animated Boba Fetts and vintage color Boba Fetts than there are these arena suit Boba Fetts, for sure. So once this settles down, and collectors start realizing, okay, I'm getting $400, $425, then I got to ship it out, then I got to answer questions, then I got to pay this fee and that fee, you're going to see this settle down. And when it does, the arena suit Boba Fett is more rare than the animated Boba Fett. Will it go back up to $500? The $500 tier range? Will it go back up to the $600 tier range? Actually, you have to wonder, is it possible that this will actually in the future be a $700 tier range figure? And I say yes. Once this settles down, that's where I think that this figure is going to go. It is right now a grail in my view. Very, very low numbers. Very, very low numbers equals very, very high demand. I feel like, although it's probably way too much, but I feel like almost 50% of the people that got these figures are trying to sell these figures. And that's where this is right now. Remember, Boba Fett's going to show up in The Mandalorian Season 3. You already saw that awesome trailer, or maybe you saw it. If you didn't, I certainly recommend checking it out. I was blown away last week when they released that trailer at Disney for The Mandalorian Season 3. Wow, wow, wow. Coming this February 2023. This is going to be very, very high. And forget about it if Boba Fett in the future puts on a suit that looks like that. Forget about it. That's where I see this figure going. And as far as in the short term, I see it being a low $400 tier range figure. Chrome-plated clone trooper. Look, let's just get right down to it. Do I think this figure is going to be like the porcelain stormtrooper and the copper-plated bronze whatever stormtrooper around that price range in the future when it's all said and done? And I say no. I think it'll be a little higher. I think the same thing's going on with that chrome-plated clone trooper right now. I think a lot of trooper collectors that really love clones and were waiting for years for Hot Toys to do clones, just see how expensive the clones that Hot Toys has not put out yet, that were put out by Sideshow, how many hundreds and hundreds they go for. We've waited a long, long time for clones from Hot Toys. This is a chrome-plated clone trooper with not just one, but two helmets. This will be slightly higher. Where do I see this averaging out in the future? Around $350 is where I see this going. And possibly even being touching close to the $400 tier range. That's where I think those two are going to go. Let's go back to 6scalecantina.com. And let's actually go to the biggest mover section and see what else is going on here. So you could see, let's just go through these real quick. So after the Boba Fett arena suit and chrome clone trooper trending down, Han Solo A New Hope up, Darkside Anakin trending back down to Earth, or shall I say Mustafar. Mustafar is very hot, and this figure is very hot. If you want to call trending down to around $800-900 tier range, trending down, cooling off, well, then we'll call it that. Darth Vader Rogue One, forget about it. Leia A New Hope, forget about it. Obi-Wan Revenge of the Sith, forget about it. Anakin Revenge of the Sith, forget about it. Heavy Infantry Mandalorian continues to creep up. Very, very interesting. Luke Jedi Knight continues to be a bargain if you're looking for that figure. Darth Vader Empire Strikes Back continues to go down, but is now showing signs of going right back up to where Rogue One is. Very, very interesting. So why only 1, 2, 3, 4 rows? We're used to seeing much more rows here at 6scalecantina.com because there's not a whole lot trending up or down. But you have to wonder, is it possible that this freeze is showing signs of thawing and skyrocketing? And I say yes. Let's take a look at some evidence of what I'm seeing here. So let me go through some of these ongoing auctions right now, which is really starting to show me, and I'm not going to show every single one, but you could see here, you could see here with 6 hours left. Remember, the Andor series started, and you got the trailer for the Mandalorian Season 3, and gosh, $325.50. Look at all those bids already. Wow. 36 bids. 52 watchers. Outstanding seller. 144 feedback. All 100% positive, not including the 1065 in shipping. Wow. For this figure that used to sit in stock for a while, right? And when it first went into the secondary market, was not a high riser. Well, let me tell you something, baby. When you take a look at figures like this, this is absolutely one of my most favorite pieces in my Star Wars collection for sure. This figure is absolutely stunning. The craftsmanship, the head sculpt, the likeness of Carrie Fisher. Are you kidding me? Absolutely out of this world. I should go ahead and plug my collection tour. You would see this figure. You would see all 100 of my 6 scale and above Star Wars action figures. Yeah, they're all Star Wars. Just go to 6scalecantina.com and you'll see a link to my collection tour if you haven't seen it yet. Wow. You could also just go to the channel and look it up. It's there. But you would see this figure and more. But this figure is absolutely stunning. But that's not where this figure goes during a freeze, for sure. And one of the pieces of evidence of what's going on over here. Let's go to some more. And during this freeze, you were able to get this pretty reasonably. But you can see here, 27 bids, $306, including not also $11.40 in shipping. Commander Cody, a lot of bids, 71 watchers. Wow. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. Let's go to a 5.0 first, not even a deluxe. Let's just go to a, well, no, this one's deluxe. That's fine. That's a lot of bids. Wow. 38 bids. 53 watchers. Wow. Very, very crazy. Let's go ahead and go to more. Let's go to some more over here. Let's go to a Chewbacca from just The Force Awakens. Wow. Already at $370. Another great seller. Not including the $26.34 in shipping. $400 for the Force Awakens Chewbacca. Wow. And already quite a few bids on there. And starting to see this particular freeze start to unfreeze a little bit. And that one has 4 days left. This one has 4 days left. And this is a dark side adding. It doesn't come with the shipper box. Is used. Kind of posed here in different poses. 55 bids is not a freeze. With 50, wow. I mean, geez. A lot of watchers. Great seller. Almost 2,000 feedback. All 100% positive. Very, very interesting indeed. Looking at some of these sales continuing to go on. This is a Death Star gunner. On September 18th at $510. And this is still where I saw it frozen. But really, these original trilogy. I mean, these figures. Wow. $510. Great seller here. Over 3,300, over 3,350 feedback. I mean, wow. Absolutely crazy. Let's go to some more over here as well. Look, even during this, when you had the freeze, it was a buyer's market. For instance, I saw Han Solo A New Hope, which you're going to say this is not a buyer's market, Aries. Well, it is. September 17th, $546 for a New Hope Han is actually on the lower end of the average. Not on the lowest end of the average, but on the lower end. 26 bids, not including the $12.45 in shipping, not including taxes. So $600, but great seller. Over 300 feedback, all 100% positive. Pretty good pictures. You got him out there. You got more pictures. Him in the clamshell. You got the figure out of the clamshell here. I like when these sellers like this put in a lot of pictures, tell the story. 546, again, $600 for this figure. You know, you saw some figures even during this freeze that were kind of like, you got some bargains, if you call that a bargain. Like look at this Target, was a huge bargain on the low end of the average. I'll pull this up onto the screen. And to me, this was $460. Of course, a ton of bids. Great seller. 639 feedback, not including the near $28 in shipping, not including taxes, so well over $500. But so if you want to call $500 for a Target a deal, it's a deal. A lot of pictures. Again, I like pictures. I like to tell the story of a lot of these figures like that. But you know, as you're starting to see the thaw out over here, you're seeing the real average of a lot of these figures come up. You know, just pulling this one up onto the screen. Yeah, here's Han Solo sold. $720, not including the $130 in shipping. Wow. So really, what this sold for? $820 for a Han Solo. $820. Because let's call this $25 in shipping. I mean, really. I mean, come on. Wow. $820 for a New Hope Han. And again, when you get figures such as this, and again, this is one of my most favorite pieces in my collection. And when you get up close and personal on some of these, is it possible that these head sculpts, like this one right here, holds up even still today? And I say, yes. I mean, look at that beauty there. And starting to see. Again, plug in my collection tour. You got to check it out when you can see a lot of these figures like that. You're starting to see a lot of this stuff within the secondary market. Now, honestly, to be honest with you, is this... I mean, look at these figures here. I mean, let's just pull this up. I want to do this as well before I get into that other point. 3 days left. Okay? Here's the thawing out. 3 days left. $411 for this Leia, A New Hope. Okay? Look at all those bids. 18 bids. Not including the 25 in shipping. Great seller. Wow. Let's pull up more of Leia. Leia, A New Hope. I mean, she's just hot. And really, I think what I'm pulling up here is actually during the freeze. Yeah, just back from September 7th. $551 with 10 bids. Look at that seller. 300 feedback, not including the $20 in shipping, not including taxes. $600 pulling this one up. Also during the freeze, September 12th, $580, 16 bids, not including the $13.15 in shipping. $593, not including taxes, well over $600. Good job, the seller, putting up some pictures here of this particular figure. And this is one of the highlights of my collection as well, to be completely honest with you, again. And even Rey and Dio, which has leveled off, and it'll go up again. You can pull this up onto the screen right here. And this one, from another outstanding seller, a seller that a lot of us know, Rey from Hawk Wars Toys, 1,347 feedback, all 100% positive, $365. Of course, the best offer there during the freeze. But things starting to unfreeze here. And one of the things I love about Rey is, like, look at all these pictures that he puts up on his auctions as well, too. I mean, just puts up a ton here as well. And see if I can flip through them for you. Like, you see that picture. See this picture pop up. And it's going to be a little bit below my screen. Let's see if I can do it this way. Here you go. So you're seeing that. You get a lot of pictures here. Lot of pictures. Lot of pictures. Really, really good stuff. And honestly, I'm really with, even though we're not talking about that yet, this, you know, the primary market and stuff like that. Primary, secondary, all the same. You know, you can see a lot of other stuff here from Hawk Wars Toys. And again, just like a lot of your local comic shops or whatnot, I mean, look at everything that Rey has up here for sale. And one of the companies that I buy from. I'm getting my Boba Fett and the Throne here, coming very, very shortly from Rey at Hawk Wars Toys. And, yeah. Definitely highly recommend that particular seller. You get not only a comic book when you order from him, you get a cool Star Wars sticker, you get it double boxed, get this neat little handbill here. Shout out to you, Rey. Shout out to you, my friend. So, really, my view right now of the secondary market is because of this market eclipse, because we're seeing such a vast array, quite frankly, of anomalies when it comes to how we project Hot Toy announcements, Hot Toys releases, Hot Toys pre-orders, how to acquire Hot Toys, how to buy Hot Toys, how to plan for Hot Toys, how we purchase Hot Toys, where we purchase Hot Toys. They're kind of frozen. And I think that in part also froze the secondary market. I think we're starting to get a glimpse. Not that the eclipse is done, but we're starting to maybe get a glimpse of what it's going to look like, how the stars are going to be realigned, if you will, once this market eclipse dissipates and the new norm is out there. And I think that you're starting to see that people are starting to get an idea, or starting to put one and one together, and are starting to get back to what they do. And also, you've got the Andor series, and also you had that trailer for the Mandalorian Season 3. You put all that together, and you're starting to see that happening within the secondary market. And also, we're going to start getting close into the holiday season, so on and so forth. So that's where I see the secondary market right now. I'm going to continue to keep an eye on it. Do I still think it's a buyer's market? And I say yes, but not exactly. Now's the time to take a look, you know, at some of these figures. But I think the window is closing. And I think with the Mandalorian Season 3 forthcoming, and then Ahsoka series coming right after that, and who knows what else, I think it's only up from there, my friends. I really, really do. Now, let's get into a couple of other things here within this episode of the Market Value Chart Show. So, I got a little bit of a tease for you on a show that I have coming up before we get into Cobb Vanth. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to go back to 6scalecantina.com. And I'm pulling this up onto the screen. And look, I'm going to show you here, this is for insiders. This particular episode is going to be available for insiders on September 25th, which is Sunday, where I'm doing this recording right now. If you go ahead and join the channel, and you feel that you could benefit from becoming a Cantina Insider, you're going to get this very special episode that's going to premiere tonight. It's not going to be live, but it's going to be an episode that you could watch as a Cantina Insider. A short episode, stockless, and take a look at some of the figures that are on the cover there. And that kind of tells you the story. You see the Blurrg, you see Kuiil, you see that awesome looking clone trooper on the speeder bike. Is there others? You betcha. And you have to wonder, is it possible, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, Sith and Jedi, Dark Jedis, that these figures may not even get into stock? You're going to want to have to watch this episode to get my analysis. But I do have some inside information about some of these production numbers. And some other insight as well on some other figures. It is the dawning of a new era for sure when it comes to Hot Toys and some of these figures. And you're not going to want to miss this episode, where I give you all my market data, all my trends, and put that together to give you my best analysis on some of these releases coming out. Remember, there's been a new norm the last year and a half, and really the last year. The last 6 months. Not only did you not have to pre-order if that's not what you do, you could wait until it got released in Hong Kong, because chances are, no matter how rare it is, it was going to be available to pre-order here in the US and Europe. Not only could you wait for that, but it would probably, if you buy from other companies in the US and Europe, would probably get in stock. Not only could you wait for these figures to get in stock, you could probably wait a certain amount of time for them to have discounts on them, because they weren't going to sell out anytime soon. Not only could you wait, but you could really wait, because you're probably going to get an even better discount, because all of these are probably going into the bargain bin. This was the conversation. This has been the conversation. This has also been, for the most part, a truism, because we've been seeing it. But now you're starting to see a shift. You're starting to see that some of these figures are hitting waitlist. Some of these figures are hitting waitlist while they're still not due out until the second quarter, for instance, of 2023. But you have to wonder, is it possible that some of these figures like the Blurrg and others that are coming out, are supposed to come out this year, are also going to get low stock alerts and get on waitlist before they ever get in stock? Come on now, people. Go ahead and join, become a Cantina Insider. I'll give you my take on that. And I think that there's going to be a whole lot that's going to be unveiled of a new era when it comes to a lot of these 6-scale figures. And I think that the collecting community is going to have to get used to an all new norm. And I'll dive into all that stuff as to why within this Insider Show. But with Cobb Vanth, there's been a tease of a head sculpt for the Cobb Vanth figure. Okay? there's been a tease. And does that mean that that figure is coming out? And let me go ahead and pull this up onto the screen so that everybody can see it. And cool beans. I was able to get it and see if I can blow this up even a little more, and I can. Magic, magic, magic from the Hot Toys wizard for sure. There we go. Look at that. And someone and multiple people messaged me and put this on the 6 Scale Cantina official Facebook page. You may want to consider joining the Facebook group, my Instagram. I got the social media links within the video description below. We talk a lot about what goes on here on the channel, a lot about Star Wars Hot Toys, a lot about Hot Toys. It's crazy. But it looks like this is it, my friends. But you have to wonder, is it possible that this could come out even the week of the 25th, possibly Monday the 26th, or even later, like Tuesday night, the 27th, or even the 29th, or the first week of October, or certainly during October? And I say yes. But is this it? Are they just going to throw one out there? Remember, there's just been a few-week lull. A few-week lull. Several weeks of a lull of announcements. Sure, you got the Grand Inquisitor, and you got the Third Sister, but there really hasn't been a whole lot. You found out that the chrome-plated Stormtrooper was going to also be a U.S. exclusive. You found a few things out. But it slowed down a little bit, right? Is it about to be hypercharged with a plethora of announcements in October? And I say yes. And I think that this is, for all intents and purposes, just the tip of the iceberg. But you have to wonder, will I be spilling my coffee over this Timothy Oliphant head sculpt in this 6 Scale Cantina mug? And I say, you betcha. You betcha. Ooh, boy. You're not going to want to miss Monday Night Raw tomorrow, September 26th. I'm recording this Sunday, September 25th. I will have a full panel, 8:15 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be talking about this. We're going to be talking about the thawing, the thaw in the secondary market. We're going to be talking about all the craziness, including some of my inside information on the primary market and figures that are about to hit waitlist, get low stock warnings. It's going to be absolutely, absolutely crazy indeed. So Monday Night Raw tomorrow, you don't want to miss that. 8:15 p.m. Eastern. And again, if you want to become an insider, stockless, really special show, going to be available Sunday night up on the channel for Cantina Insiders. You don't want to miss that. And the current show before this show, which you're seeing now, so the show you're watching now is the current one. But before them putting this up onto the screen, you see a brand new series here at 6scalecantina.com. At 6 Scale Cantina, soon to be Aries Cantina. Is it possible? And you see, the latest episode of Is It Possible is Grogu, the Mandalorian, after all. What a fun episode. Go to the channel if you want a link to that. But my new episode of Is It Possible is going to be this Wednesday evening. It's going to be premiering. And will you spill your coffee over that? Oh, baby. I'm going to blow your minds with the new episode of Is It Possible this coming Wednesday. Look forward to that this coming Wednesday for that to premiere. Look forward to Monday Night Raw. tomorrow, Monday at 8:15 p.m. Eastern, a full panel. And don't forget to look forward, if you are a Cantina insider, to Stockless. Going to talk a lot about that for sure. Remember, I don't always buy coffee out, but when I do, I buy from 6 Scale Cantina. Stay thirsty, my friends.